Happy Festivus, everyone. Yes, today is Festivus, and I'm going to tell you the history of our favorite non-holiday holiday. Now, we all know it from the show Seinfeld, and it was supposedly created by Frank Costanza, but it actually has its origins in real life. It was created as early as 1966 by the writer-author Daniel O'Keefe. Now, his son Dan was a writer for Seinfeld, and that's how it ended up on the show. Dan always hid Festivus and was embarrassed by it, but his younger brother Mark let it slip to some of the writers about the holiday, and they became obsessed with it and basically forced him to put it into the show. So it first aired in the episode The Strike on December 18th, 1997. Daniel O'Keefe said that the name Festivus just popped into his head, but it's also a Latin word that means festive. Now, the show states that the holiday is celebrated on December 23rd, but Dan O'Keefe said that his dad just basically celebrated it whenever the hell he felt like. Anytime between May and September. One year there was none, another year there were two. Nearly every line in the show came from the writer's room except for this one, a Festivus for the rest of us, which was something they started saying in 1976 after the passing of Dan O'Keefe's grandmother. And it became a phrase that among the family meant, let's take a more forward-looking focus on life. Let's take a look at the traditions. First off is the Festivus pole. This is a creation of the show. Frank Costanza says he chose it because it requires no decorations. He finds tinsel distracting, and he chose aluminum for its very high strength to weight ratio. But the real symbol of Festivus in the O'Keefe household was the clock. Every year, Dan O'Keefe's father would take a clock, put it in a bag, and nail it to the wall. And Dan never knew the significance, and whenever he would ask his father, his dad would say, "That's not for you to know." And now, feats of strength. The head of the household picks someone present at the Festivus dinner to wrestle, and Festivus does not end until the head of the household is pinned. And now my favorite, and probably yours too, the airing of grievances.
I got a lot of problems with you people. Now, you're going to hear about it.
Yes, the airing of grievances is where each member present at the dinner takes their turn expounding on their disappointments of the year and how each person present has let them down or the world in general has wronged them. The concept of the Festivus miracle was created by Cosmo Kramer. Basically, any inconsequential, everyday type of action can and should be pronounced a Festivus miracle. I hope this newfound knowledge of Festivus helps you celebrate the holiday more deeply and fully. Happy Festivus, everyone.